The XRP forces, please pay close attention to what I'm saying right now. An enormous wave of money is about to hit the XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, crypto groups, and stock markets as well. Get ready for this, guys. I'm sure you all know about the huge rise in Bitcoin and XRP, how they've gone over $3 each, and all the other amazing things that have been going on. There are hundreds of billions of dollars coming into the crypto market right now. I'm also here to let you know that this is not the end of what you can expect to see here. We're going to talk about some changes in a moment. The S&P 500 just hit a new all-time high of 6,715 points. Bitcoin has broken through $121,000 per coin, and XRP is now worth more than $3 per coin. The market value of all cryptocurrencies has now grown by about $130 billion. Now is the time to be very careful and very volatile, and I want to warn all of you great people about it. Now tell me why I think this. In what ways do the numbers speak? If you look at history, what do October and other months like it that had ongoing events like the ones we're seeing now say? These are great inquiries. I'll answer that for you, and then I'll talk about why I think the next 2 months will be even crazy than this one. So October has always been the most risky month for the stock market. Since 1945, the S&P 500 has been 33% more volatile in October than it has been in any other 11 months. Actually, this was meant to happen. In the United States, both the midterm elections and the general elections happen in November. Before this, there is a lot of doubt about who will win and whose strategies will affect the market. And because of this, October is a very risky month for investors. People make completely irrational choices out of fear of losing out or panic selling because they're afraid of a new policy being put in place, which is normal. Some organizations, on the other hand, use October every single time it comes back around. They do this in a way that makes them very rich at the expense of most of you. That's why I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to show you. As you can see, January is the next following month. We all remember what a crazy month January was at the beginning of this year. At that point, XRP was worth more than it ever had been. With an average return of about 0.58%, October is also the third worst month in the first year of a presidential term. It's funny to me when people say it's October, because it hasn't really been October in the past. There have been some great Octobers, but the average doesn't lie. In the past, the average has lost 0.6% in October, after big gains like the 35% rise since April. And of course, crypto is a little more unpredictable than that. That's why I said I think everyone should be very careful after a big rise like this. Even though I have all of my long-term spot banks in place, I do think that when it comes to futures transactions, especially if you use leverage, there's a very good chance that what these institutions are looking to do will completely shock you, because they'll see a huge rally like this. They're going to wait for a lot of you to jump in out of fear of missing out, FOMO, and open long positions right next to a key resistance line. Then they're going to flip the market around and wreck you all. October has been an even more volatile month in the past than April and then January. Think about the things we saw in April and January of this year. There are a lot more moving parts now than there were before. Of these moving parts, the craziest is that President Trump is talking about giving all taxpayers a $1,000 to $2,000 stimulus check paid for by tariff income. Were you guys around in 2020 or 2021? At that time, the stimulus checks set off the biggest bull run in the history of the crypto market. This is a lot like those checks. So yes, when regular people get stimulus checks worth $1,000 to $2,000 like we saw in 2020 and 2021, investors make very risky choices and invest more in riskier assets like Bitcoin. And if you look at the standards for retail investment risk, it's at an all-time high right now. It's not a coincidence that I talked about that in my film yesterday. But Trump now wants to add fuel to the fire by giving people free money that is mostly made up of taxes that other countries pay to do business with the US. This stimulus comes at a time when the Federal Reserve is cutting rates and printing money, and at the same time these ETFs are being introduced. We know that decisions on the 17th, 18th and 19th of October for all of the larger ETFs will bring in most of the money for the XRP community through those XRP ETFs. A lot of good things are starting to come together. And one more thing I want to say is that Trump's success depends only on how well his government works and how well he does himself. If you look at how the markets are doing, you can tell. As a result, Donald Trump will do everything he can to make the markets go crazy so that he can win the next election. This is because the midterm elections are coming up soon and the Democrats have a small edge in winning a majority of the seats. Taking all of that into account, I do believe that he will carry out these stimulus checks in order to boost the markets falsely. It makes sense. That's what he should do to make sure he gets re-elected for another term. After that, who knows what will happen. But all I can say is that if that does happen, the end of this year and the beginning of 2026 will be nothing less than meteoric. There will be a wave of liquidity with trillions of dollars coming in, and small investors like you and me will have the chance of a lifetime to build wealth that will last generations. For that reason, I'm very excited, and I need you all to pay close attention to everything I say right now. Having said that, I wanted to show you how the stimulus had affected the markets in the past. This is because 2020 to 2021, when the stimulus really hit, it was the first time that everyone really felt the effects of it on a global scale. In the short run, a $2,000 stimulus round or something similar to what happened in 2020 and 2021, with a similar amount of stimulus, is likely to cause XRP to rise 30 to 100%. To put it another way, the boost alone could cause XRP to rise from $3, which is where it is now, to $6 or more. Other coins like Solana during the last bull run also went up 100 times during this time, so stimulus wasn't the only thing going on. It came as a surprise that we also had quantitative easing, printing money, and a lot of institutional desire for the crypto market. So all of these things kind of snowballed, making it possible for crypto projects like Solana, Avalanche, and BNB to actually 100 times, and in some cases even go much further than that. That being said, I believe that a 100% rise in the price of XRP is almost certain to happen with all the support and other things going on right now. But let's think about what might happen with ETFs, stimulus, quantitative easing, and all of these other things. Stimulus is a new part of the equation that can literally double the price of XRP by itself. Well, Grok says that all of these things could cause XRP to go between 6 and 12 per coin in the short term when we look at past cases. Soon, in the next 1 to 3 months by the end of this year. Longer term, they say XRP could go all the way up to $80 per coin, and of course a 14% Swift placement is also in mind for this one. In the middle term, they say it's possible to hit $15 to $30 per coin. I really believe that 2026 will be a crazy year to be in the crypto market. Also, I do believe that in October, we will have good rises like the one we just had, but we will also have some pullbacks. Things are going to get really unstable and crazy. Some of you watching this video right now will definitely see XRP go back to 250 pesos or something like that. That's when something crazy will happen.